This video is brought to you by Sailrite. Visit Sailrite.com for all your project supplies, tools, and instructions. In this video, we'll be demonstrating the Sailrite Edge Hotknife. The Sailrite Edge Hotknife is sold as a complete package, including the carrying case, the hot knife, the R-blade, and the cutting foot. Upon receiving the Sailrite Edge Hotknife, the R-blade is installed with the two prongs going in the holes at the end of the cutting tool. Then use the provided Allen key and tighten the two set screws. Watch here as we touch the blade. It goes from cool to hot in about 4 to 6 seconds, and it cuts right through this Sunbrella marine grade fabric. The advantage of using a hot knife like this to cut synthetic fabrics is that it seals the cut. In other words, the fabric will not ravel. Here you can see the Sunbrella was cut with scissors, and it easily unravels, whereas this edge, which was cut with a hot knife, will not unravel. Here we're using the R-blade without the cutting foot, and we're cutting on top of glass to prevent the damage of the tabletop below. The R-blade allows you to make sharp turns, like when cutting out this circle. A scissor cut edge of webbing will always unravel, and it's unsightly. Use the Sailrite Edge Hotknife and you'll get beautifully cut edges that do not easily unravel. Vinyl mesh fabrics like Vifortex Plus usually do not unravel much when cut with scissors, but sometimes the polyester fiber cores will show along the edges. Use the Sailrite Edge Hotknife to touch the cut edges and they will no longer be visible. In fact, if you're careful and cut fast enough, you can simply use the Edge Hotknife to cut most vinyl mesh fabrics. This is especially important in roller shade applications. Create your own zipper stops. A finished zipper often has to be cut down in size. After cutting to size, use 2 zipper teeth and press them into the end of the zipper. Then use the Sailrite Edge Hotknife to melt them carefully onto the zipper's end. This creates a zipper stop that looks almost as good as the original factory-installed stops. We'll melt both sides, being careful that they do not catch fire. If they do, simply blow them out. And here's the finished result compared to a factory-installed stop. You can also cut many home decor fabrics. As long as it's a synthetic fabric, it'll cut with the Sailrite Edge Hotknife. This will prevent the annoying unraveling of a scissor cut edge. Here we're cutting nylon fabric. It too will prevent the edges from unraveling. If cut with scissors, nylon fabrics will unravel very quickly. We'll now cut that nylon fabric with scissors and pull on the edge of the fabric. It unravels easily. Compare that to the hot knife cut edge. When pulled on firmly, it does not unravel. Use the Sailrite Edge Hotknife to cut through ropes. Here we're cutting through a 3-strand polyester rope. It has been wrapped in some tape first, and now we're using the Edge Hotknife to cut through it. This will seal the ends to keep them from fraying or coming unraveled. After removing the tape, here is our gorgeous result. Use it also to seal the ends of cut binding on canvas projects. Included with the Sailrite Edge Hotknife package is the cutting foot. It installs via the lower set screw. Release that set screw and set the foot so that the blade is centered between the opening of the foot. Then we'll use the included set screws and screw them into the side portion of the receiver. This will ensure that the R-blade still has good contact with the receiver since one of the screws is no longer touching it. By using this cutting foot, we do not have to use a metal ruler or a piece of glass on the underside because this foot will help protect our cutting surface underneath our fabric assembly. The cutting foot is best used for straight or gentle curves, and it does leave a little bit more of a unfinished edge. But if you have a huge assembly that needs to be cut and don't want to have to move a metal ruler or a piece of glass around, it's great. When you're done using the tool, use the hook to hang it in a convenient location. For total transparency, let's now show what not to cut with the Sailrite Edge Hotknife. We do not recommend the Sailrite Edge Hotknife to cut vinyl fabrics. Sure, it'll do it, but there's really no reason to do it because the edges do not unravel. Here's a cut edge with scissors. It does not unravel. And here's the cut edge with the Sailrite Edge Hotknife. It basically just melted it and made a mess. We do not recommend using it on leather. Why? It burns it, and it really smells awful. It's also not recommended for cotton fabrics. Cotton fabrics are not synthetic fabrics. They too will burn and smell terrible. Okay, now you know what typically is not cut with the hot knife. If you want a crisp, clean cut edge on your next sewing project, rope, or webbing application, you owe it to yourself to purchase the Sailrite Edge Hotknife package, exclusively sold at Sailrite.